There we are.
Or-
We're officially on. Josh Tesolin, welcome to the Luke Farr Show. Show to motivate, educate, and inspire our next generation of leaders. Thank you, Consu, for coming on the show.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, man. Hello to everybody on the show.
100%. That's global too. He's saying hello to. Yeah, we're going worldwide, baby. Let's go.
I love it. Let's go. Talk to me.
Thanks for coming on though. Very last minute. I think we emailed on what Monday, and then now you're here. So a
Yeah,
busy.
correct. My
Um,
pleasure, man. It's always good to just share some good energy and see where we can add some value, inspire, as you said. So, no, mate, appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
100%, man. I mean, we've got 26,000 plus registered real estate agents in New Zealand, and that's growing. And a lot of those newbies would be looking at yourself, going, "Sheesh, what is he doing that I need to do?" Which leads into it. I mean, let's start sort of way back. Like, how long have you actually been in the game?
Man, 2012, sorry. I graduated high school and then I went to uni for like a week. That didn't go well. And then essentially got straight into real estate from there. So this is going on my 12th or 13th year in real estate.
Sheesh, fantastic. And you're 29.
Nah, just turned 30, mate. A little bit of an old boy now.
Oh,
Um,
very good.
so I just turned 30 in April. So over the hill. But yeah, man, yeah, 30.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. That is crazy. And only like literally just been doing real estate. Like literally from
Yeah.
uni, out of uni, real estate, and then that's been it. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, mate. My family, like they've always worked 7 days, like my parents. My parents still work 7 days. So as soon as I got out of school, I went to the gym for like 3 months and I tried to get a little bit fit, which worked. I was a little bit of a chubby kid growing up. And then, yeah, I just thought to myself, I can't do nothing. And I'm a very active, energetic, always needs to be on the move type of guy. So, yeah, when I saw the TAFE course, my mum enrolled me and sort of didn't take no for an answer from a few of the teachers at TAFE because they were full, and then she got me into the course, and it was just full on from there, man. I yeah, started in property management, probably got knocked back from my first 10, 15 interviews. Because I just had no experience. I was 17 years old, and people wanted someone who had, runs on the board essentially. And then, yeah, got into real estate in an area called Quakers Hill, which is where I'm based now. I'm originally from the Shire, so we're going, that's an hour and a half away, and then got a job in property management. Did that for about 2 years, just leasing. I was absolutely a gun at leasing everything, but I was horrible at the admin, horrible at arrears. And then I got a crack as a sales associate. I was that for 2 years. So four of the 12, 13 years were as PM associate and then sales associate, and then I went out on my own being a sales agent, and it all sort of started from there.
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And
Yeah,
look,
man.
some things I can relate to there. I actually was doing pamphlet drops for Ray White Narrowbean when I was 18.
Wow.
Shout out Mark Thomas, who was one of the directors at the time. But yeah, cut my teeth in there. But no, I know those areas
How
very
good.
well. Spent a lot of time in Sydney. Uh,
Beautiful.
so yeah, the Shire versus where you are now, Quakers Hill. How good.
Yeah, mate.
In all essence, though, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of hype around you. And for the audience
Yeah.
out there, look, I mean, we haven't done that soft intro. I mean, they can Google you, but ultimately, you are
Whatever.
really the number one agent in Australia. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, look, there's so many categories. Like you can look at like they've got REB, they've got realestate.com, they've got Rate My Agent, they've got certain network awards, Ray White, McGrath, all that stuff. I think yeah, realestate.com, I've won that the last 3 years. Ray White, this is my third time winning that. Number one for sales, commission, you name it. Rate My Agent, I've won that 6 years in a row. That's based on sales, that's based on customer reviews. So yeah, look, how I think number one should be ranked is how many properties you legitimately sell. I've never fudged my numbers. I've never put other agents' numbers or my associates' numbers. They're my numbers, my listings, my signatures on the agency, my signatures on the contract for sale. So yeah, numbers are one thing. GCI is another thing. I wrote 11.
Sorry to interrupt you, Josh. What's GCI for the people out there that don't know what GCI refers
Yeah.
to?
So GCI is gross commission income. So that's basically what you make. You can either do it based on a financial year or a calendar year. Last calendar year, myself individually, I did 11.23 million in GCI. That's
And
gross, not net.
that's gross. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
gross. So over
Ah.
11 million, which was great. Good year. My best year. Doesn't change me
I
though.
love how humble you are. Oh, yeah, that's pretty great.
That's all right. Yeah, but
That's
the 11 million. Yeah, and look, no one would expect that from someone in Quakers Hill. Average sale price $1 million. So yeah, I just pride
Can
myself
I
on.
ask you? I mean, that is so phenomenal, man. But can I ask you? So, like 10 years ago, when you first started, you might have been okay. Let's say when you first cracked your first 1 million, right? GCI,
Yeah,
but it's 11 now.
yeah.
What's changed for your mindset wise? Like, is life better? Like, would you ultimately say, look, more money, I'm having more fun, or is there more stress? Or
Um,
what would you say that difference is between the 1 million and the 11 million?
when
You
I did
just
a
got a
million.
bigger house.
Yeah, I got a really big house, and a lot of investments. What's changed? Look, you know what? The writing the million was hard because you're starting. Like you don't know anybody, no one knows you. You got to prove yourself 100 times more. And my first year in sales, I did 71 transactions and 1.17. That was in 20, I think 17. That was my first full standalone year. So yeah, in terms of what changed since then till now, I'm just as hungry. If not, I probably work more now. I suppose as you scale and you get better and you get bigger, the things that contribute from 117 to 11.23 within I did that in 2017 or 18 to, let's say, in a 7-year period, going from 10xing your business essentially in terms of GCI. When you start, it's just you. You don't have profile. They don't know who you are. When you get to $11 million, obviously you've got a bigger team. Like I started with no associates. Now I've got 4 associates. I delegate all the stuff I'm not good at. Like they do all the stuff, like write all the ads. They do all the background work for some stuff. They do basically all the cold calls of stuff. Sorry, man, my phone was just calling. They do basically like all the cold data and cold buyer work. I just really focus on vendor communication, negotiation, and prospecting. So, and I've become obviously more well known. And when you become more well known, obviously you get called into more doors. And when you're into more doors and you sell more houses, then you can afford to spend more on self marketing. My self marketing, like we just met with the Ray White profit team, they call it, based on how profitable you are. I'm the most profitable agent in the whole network. And my business, which is probably out of 10,000 agents within or offices Australasia wide for Ray White, I think we're in the top, I think 1%. So yeah, in terms of when you're making more profit, you can just spend more money on marketing. We do everything from drops to buses to bus stops to banners to community initiatives. We probably spend $2 million a year on marketing, but that obviously helps to build your profile. And now it's got to the stage where, like last night, I took my team out for dinner. I probably had 4 or 5 people at dinner come up to me and say, "Can they grab a photo?" And I'm no celebrity, mate, but you just become more well known. I was walking the street, with my son, just taking him in his stroller, and I had 4 people stop me and say, "Hey, are you Josh? Oh my God, nice to meet you," which is always nice and humbling. But yeah, when your profile's so big, people know you.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's phenomenal. Yeah. Are you motivated by money? I mean, what motivates you?
What motivates me? Security. Not having to worry in terms of like freedom. Like last night, went out, don't even look at the bill. I went out to a
How
jewelry
much?
shop.
How much was the bill? Probably like
Uh,
what, 5, 10K?
who knows? Who
Oh,
cares? Who knows? Who cares? I just
it
didn't
must
have
be a
to
nice
worry.
feeling, eh?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. But also with that becomes a great responsibility. Like you're dealing with people's biggest assets, and there's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of media on you, and there's a lot of eyes on you, and you've got to perform every single day and every single month. And I love that. Like I'm very competitive. I never wake up and think, "Oh, I have to go to work today." Yes, there's some moments throughout the day where I think to myself, this is a lot. Like having 50 people call you. Like my phone at the moment, I've got it on. I've diverted it to my associate Marin. I can see the text messages coming through. "Josh, call me now. I want to make an offer," which is exciting. But at the same time, like for someone that's not as energetic as me and someone who doesn't want this crazy life, that would be very overwhelming. Like receiving per day, I probably have inbound calls a day, appraisal calls, probably up to 20. And in terms of buyer calls, probably over over 200 buyer calls per day. So yeah, like you never get to rest, you never sort of get to sleep. Like I wake up at like 8 a.m. and I'll finish at midnight, and I've got emails, calls, appraisals, reserve meetings, listing meetings. Like I never have, like even fitting in this today, like I've got appointments. I'm looking at my diary. I've got a market appraisal at 12, 1, 2, 2:30, 2:45,
And
3:15.
I read there, mate, that you don't eat during the day.
Never. No, I just had a coffee just then. No food during the day. Maybe I'll have a juice or like a
And
boost with like some.
right. When do you start to get hungry?
I don't. When you're that busy, when you're that full on, and you're back to back to back to back to back, and you just got no room to move or breathe, you
Yeah,
sort of just forget about it. Like it just, I eat at night.
yeah.
Like I'll grab something on the way home, or my wife will cook something, and we'll get Uber Eats or something. But yeah, really, mate, when you're so packed.
You have one meal a day just at night. Yeah.
Sometimes no meal a day, mate. Like I'll come home and I sometimes don't even drink a. Like I had 10 auctions on Sunday. I didn't even have a drink of water all day. Like I just went from
Yeah.
9 till 7, bang, nothing.
Do you have a wine? Do you drink it all? No.
Nah, man. No drugs, no alcohol, no smoking, none of the fun stuff.
Yeah, no. Right.
I'm completely nothing.
Sheesh, good on you, man. That's
Yeah, man.
respectable. Like how good, how good. Sheesh. And do you think there's an element, like it sounds like you were absolutely flat out, you got your PA and all that, but you
Yeah,
absolutely got that hunger and you love to be busy.
yeah,
Like, is there an element there of going, and it sounds like you're an absolute multitasker. Like, is there an element
yeah.
of HD there, or is the sort of
Oh, no doubt. I probably have everything. But but at the end of the day, man, like a lot of people say, like, what's the goal? Like, what's the end goal? Like, why are you doing this? And you know what? I'm 30 years of age. Yeah, I laugh about it with my staff and laugh about it like on this and with friends. But mate, 30's not even in your prime. As I said, I've been
yeah.
number one 6 years in a row. Rate My Agent, number one in Ray White internationally. This will be the third year. The awards are coming up in August, and I'm $3 million ahead of the next person. So
Do
no,
you think you're just getting started?
I think so, mate. I'm becoming a lot smarter how I do things, and I'm becoming how do I say, more mature with things. Like I don't like emotional. You get very emotional when you're younger, and you take things to heart. But people can say whatever they want about me or post whatever they want. Like nothing gets to me anymore. I've sort of developed a very thick skin where I just care about maybe three people's opinion in my whole life. So yeah, in terms of why I do it, I just like doing it. I enjoy the hustle. I enjoy the grind. I enjoy motivating my young staff. Like my young staff, they keep me young. Like they're 19, 20, and 23. So they're really young kids. And it's like everyone comes in your life during business like a season. Like in my first season that I won number one in Ray White, I had a whole new team. And then the second time I won, actually I lost the second year with Ray White, and then I came back and won the third year, and I had a whole new team. And this winning season that we broke the record for Ray White again. I think it's over 9.6 million in com. That's net. So it was 10.53 gross for the financial year. I've got a whole new team again. So even though I'm winning it every year or every 6 years in a row, whatever, it's a whole new team and it's their first time. So yeah, it's great to bring them along the journey. They keep me young, they keep me motivated, and I just want to just keep breaking records and keep doing what no one's done.
It's not too dissimilar to the NBA draft. They get new teams, new
Yeah,
players, and they
correct.
get and they get new results, man. How good. Jeez, it
Yeah,
sounds
man.
like you're hungry, which is absolutely fantastic. Hey, look,
Yeah,
ultimately, what do you break down? What do you think ultimately makes a great agent? From
yeah,
negotiation to building rapport to building your
yeah.
profile, building your brand, all of the things. But ultimately, if it
Hmm.
was just top three things that literally separate the guys that are writing to $5 million in business versus the ones doing 500,000, what are they
Yeah.
doing? What are they doing differently to everyone else out there?
What are they doing differently? Number one, they are extremely hardworking. So anyone who's writing, above 2 to 5 million, anyone from 5 million plus, either you're taking numbers from other people and you're lying, saying you're doing those numbers, or you're genuinely busting your ass every single day, working 7 days. I know I'm working 7 days a week, so that's number one. Like you're just out working everyone. That's the first one. Number two, you're really consistent. What I mean by that, like you're consistently speaking talking to your vendors, you're consistently prospecting, you're consistently putting your marketing out, consistently posting on social media, consistently, trying to get better. That's the second thing. A lot of people just go through fads. They go through a month or two or maybe three, letterbox dropping, then they stop. They'll start posting on socials and then just go completely silent. So it's people who are
Shout
consistent.
out Lisa. Sorry to interrupt you. Shout out Lisa Novak. She's very
Yeah.
consistent with her social media.
Yeah, she's a great friend of mine, Lisa. We get along really well. Her and her husband, Mark, beautiful people. They post a lot every day. It's nonstop. And that's, what has got her a lot of business over a lengthy period of time now. She's been doing it for 4 or 5 plus years. And then probably the third thing that will separate people are the ones who just take rejection in their stride, and don't let the noise get to them. Like, noise in my world, like, there's so much noise. Like, people will put things in community groups about me, and people will write articles or post articles, and a lot of hate on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that rubbish. A lot of people hate on agents. Now, why do they hate on people? I really believe they hate on people just because they're not at the same level as me. They can have an opinion. Like, there's lots of people I don't like in this world, but I never go out of my way to post on social media and try and tarnish their reputation just because you just don't like them. Like, that's just never been me. So yeah, when people,
That's a very good point, Josh. Actually, people don't necessarily hate on others. They hate on others because they hate themselves.
that has to be, mate. Like, as I said, like, I went to a restaurant the other night, and about a week ago, sorry, and the food wasn't great. The service was okay. Am I going to jump on Google and tarnish these people and say that was the worst food I've ever had and they're the worst service I've ever met? No.
No,
Like,
no,
no,
we
why,
all slip up. We all make
mate?
mistakes.
Why would
Success,
you?
we learn from it. But why would you? Yeah,
Why would you go
we're
out of your
not
way to
perfect.
do that? Well, no one's perfect, mate. So I just, the people who can block out the noise the best, are the people that, like, I saw an Instagram reel the other day that had like over 1,000 shares, and all these people saying, "Oh, Josh is an idiot," and "Josh, why is he shouting at auctions?" and "Why is he wearing a purple suit? He looks like a dickhead." But I couldn't care about what those people say. But a lot of people were caring for some reason. So I think it's the people who just block out the noise, not care about rejection, not care about what people think of them. I don't care what people think about me. I know my vendors like me, or if they don't like me, they certainly don't say it to me. I'm still getting call-ins to sell people's houses. People want someone who's
I love you.
energetic. people who
You sound like a great guy. No, you're very likable. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. Oh, mate. You know what?
Mate, you're right.
I don't. Nothing's changed me. Like, from when I wrote nothing to 1 million to 11 million, I'm the same person. We can have a laugh. We can have a joke. I'm not better than anybody. The money hasn't changed me. Yeah, there might be $50 million in the bank, whatever. Like, it doesn't change me. All I focus on is just, I want to help people. I want to have a good laugh doing it. I'm a very jovial person, very energetic. Love all things sports. Love having a beer with people. When I used to, now it's a non-alcoholic. And mate, as I said, I just love having fun. And this for me is fun.
What do you put that? What do you put that down to on the sense of not caring what people think? Majority of people out
Yeah.
there on this planet, and me included, I've learned
Yeah.
as I got older, I am honing in on that skill of not giving a fuck about what people.
Yeah.
But where is it? Have you always been like that, or like if you
Yeah.
return back to being 18, Josh, versus 30, Josh? Did 18-year-old Josh still not give a fuck about what people thought?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever. I'll tell you why. Because you think about, like, okay, I don't. This is the thing about me. I never watch the news. I never watch 7, 9, 10. I hate the news. I watch Fox Sports news because it's sport and I enjoy sport. But I never watch the news. Why?
You've been
Because
on
it's
the news though, eh? You've
fucking
been on.
heaps of times. Fucking heaps of times. But the good thing is about, I block out a lot of negativity. Like, anything that's negative comments, negative social media, negative people, the news. Watch the news for 30 minutes and it's all fucking negative. It's traffic, someone's died, America, war, shooting, guns, fucking, who wants to fucking see that? Like, that's just so negative. So yeah, I just have never given a fuck because I know I've got a really good family behind me. I'd give a fuck if my mum pulled me aside, and like, me and my sister, we had an argument a year or two ago, and I'm so busy. Like, if we have an argument, like, that's fucking it. Like, I'm not going to speak to you.
Are you close with your sister?
Yeah, I've got two sisters, two older sisters. We're close. Yeah, I'm more closer to one maybe now because she's got two kids and I've got a kid, and they're very close. But my other sister, she's super into sports. We sort of bond from that perspective. But yeah, I had an argument with my sister, and then what's it called? My mom came up to me. She's like, "You got to say sorry to your sister," and I go, "Really? Like, I think she was out of line, not me." And then mum was like, "Nah, she got really offended, all because you're a male and she's a female. She's taken, the argument you had to heart." And I was like, "All right." So when my mom or my wife or my lawyer Lisa, who's my son's godmother, if they were to say something to me, then I'd obviously sort of listen to them. But anyone else couldn't give a fuck what they say.
Yeah, nice.
Couldn't
Nice.
care.
And also, just to break that down, because it doesn't sound like it's coming from a place of arrogance. It sounds
No, no,
it
man.
sounds like it's coming from a place that quite simply everyone's going to have an opinion and it's coming at you, and you need to protect your own safe space, right?
Yeah, man, I just try and stay as positive as possible. When there's negative stuff that happen, media, reviews, rubbish, I really just say to myself, you know what? I'm going to focus on the people that matter. I'm going to look at sometimes like when you have not down moments, but you'll negotiate it. You'll try and negotiate. You get to the end of the negotiation, and then the buyer will pull out. Or you'll go to a listing appointment that you really thought you were going to get. They wouldn't sign on the spot, no matter what you did, and then it's on the market with another agent. And sometimes I just look back and I think to myself, you know what? Let's read some of the reviews. I've got over 2,100 and something reviews. Let's read some. Let's hear what the majority say. I'll look back at some of my sales. I've sold probably over 4,000 houses now in the last 10 plus years, selling 300 a year for the last 5, 6 years. And I'll look at them and I'll say, you know what? I sold this many houses and this is how many great results I got. One result, one review, one customer doesn't define me. The majority do. So I always, I always circle back to success. And I know what I can do. You're not going to win everything. You're not going to make everyone happy. But if the majority are, that's what matters.
That's fantastic, man. And look, Josh, you're 30 now. If we were to
Yeah.
let's fast track to you as a 60-year-old. Let's just paint
Wow.
it. Let's paint, yeah, you got 30 years, maybe more. But what does the 60-year-old Josh look like? What does that lifestyle look like? What's happening when you're 60? You're still going to be actively out there selling, and is
No.
it different? Are you going to be running a bloody restaurant? Who knows? But
Nah.
have you got that vision? You sound very motivated. I'm sure you've got a vision board. What does that look
Yeah.
like at 60?
Oh, look, probably for the next 10 years, like until 40, like I'll go really hard like I am. I don't see myself slowing down on that perspective. I want to see my associates become agents and I want to grow them and I want them to be very successful as well. Even if they have 10% of what I have, they can have a very good life. In terms of 60 or 50, man, I want to be on an island in the middle of nowhere, not fucking seeing anybody. I want to be on a beach chair with fucking absolutely out of everyone's sight. I think I would have had enough of, like, a lot of people at my level, like, just have enough at some point. Like, I know one guy, great guy, moved over to America and, he's still sort of in real estate, but he just had fucking enough. And I think a lot of agents get to that stage. They're like, this is just enough. Like, I've got enough money and enough security and I don't have to put up with this bullshit. I think 10 more years. And then when I'm 40, my son will be 12 years old. I really want to see him, at sport, and I really want to be involved heavily in his life. But yeah, past 40, fucking, I'm done. Business will be sold. Business will be maybe given to maybe a partner along the way, a business partner. I'll be on an island sipping some sort of non-alcoholic mojito away from everyone, and you'll never hear Josh Tesolin again.
Actually, Josh, hang on. Let's be realistic. Who knows? Maybe you will turn back into the drink at that time. Who knows?
Oh, maybe, mate. But yeah, no one after 10 years plus, mate, no one will ever see. Enjoy it now, because mate, I'll be done.
Yeah, 100%, man. Let's talk
Done.
about stress. Let's talk about stress in a way, right? I mean, you're
Yeah,
juggling a lot and you're not eating throughout the day and things like that,
yeah,
but it sounds like it's literally coming from a place of like utmost passion. So
mm,
therefore, it's like, although your cortisol levels might be bouncing around a little bit, but it sounds
yeah.
like you handle stress very well. And I guess the question is, yeah, what are you doing to either manage any stress that comes your way, or are you a
Mm.
person actually does get stressed quite easily, or do you
Yeah,
not do you not even stress at all? Who knows? But yeah,
Nah, it's impossible at my level not to stress. I think stress is good. I think when you're not stressed and you're not excited for an appraisal, you're not a bit worried, will I lose that listing or the negotiation? When it's tough, you're supposed to get stressed. Like that's a human reaction that's normal. So
how
yeah,
do you, how do you personally define stress? Because it's different for everyone. How do you
yeah,
define it?
look, stress is when there's a lot on. Stress is when, you've got, maybe your personal life's not going too fantastic, or, your listings, you don't have as many listings as you'd like for the month, and you're not making as much money as maybe you did last month, or staff leave, or, there's always going to be stress, whether it be internal stress or external stress. How do I deal with it? I'll tell you what, I've got really good people around me, and I delegate a lot of the things. I look at what I can control. Like if someone puts a social media article out there, what can I do about that? I can't tell them to take it down. When someone puts a bad review, that's a shame. I'll put that to my customer care team, and they can call them and ask them, what was their experience and how can we, be better, and how can we help the situation. If it's something that I can control, like a vendor's going off because I didn't communicate with them, that's something I can control. I just look at what I can control and I delegate what I can't control. And I realize that, the best days you'll ever have, it's so funny. Like I saw an Instagram reel probably a year ago, and I think it was Denzel Washington. And he goes, the best day you'll ever have, which some of my best days in work and life was when I won number one for the first time, or, number one Ray White at the big conference called Connect, where they have over, 5,000 people there. Your best day, that too shall pass. And your worst day, when I got sacked from my old office 5, 6 years ago, and articles come out about you, and you lose listings, and you don't sell anything out of five, you pass in 7 auctions out of 7, and that bad day too shall pass. So
Mm.
any good or bad day is going to pass, and you just got to take every day as it comes and use the good memories you've got in your memory bank, to really, when you're going through a tough time, remember that things are okay. And when things are really okay, remember that it could go bad tomorrow. So just keep in mind to stay grounded, and just take every day as it comes and have fun.
100%, man. Minute by minute, hour
Yeah,
by hour, day by day, and this world moves pretty damn quick.
absolutely.
100%. Look, if you were to just running through, look, we'll wrap this up soon, but like
Yeah,
for new agents out there
yeah.
that are, they're hungry, they're getting into the game and all of that, like, can you just from your perspective paint a real life, actual day in the life of an agent and what they're going to expect out there? Look, because it ain't exactly the Lamborghinis, the nice watches, the glamorous it's presented to, right? You guys are working weekends, your phone doesn't
Yeah,
stop, is at your hustling. But from your perspective, what can
yeah.
they expect getting into real estate?
A lot of rejection. So if you're in real estate and you got no business, then you got to find business. So essentially, you're cold calling, dead set, all day long. Hi, it's Josh Tesolin. You live in the area. Thought I'd ask, would you sell if the price is right? And that's just non-stop calls until you book appointments. So a lot of people hanging up, a lot of people, blocking your number, a lot of people not wanting to speak to you, and then maybe you'll get one. So that's that. If you door knock, you're going to be door knocking endlessly, knocking on doors, walking in the heat, walking in the cold, walking in the rain, and you're basically going to be just getting a whole lot of rejection there too. But hopefully you get one that's going to be selling. So prospecting is real. Prospecting is just rejection all day, every day until you get business. In day of, like, when you're an agent, mate, a lot of pressure. Vendors calling you, vendors emotional, buyers upset they haven't purchased, buyers having a go at you because they want it low and the owner wants too much. Working weekends, doing open homes. Sometimes no one comes to an open home. Sometimes there's 100 people at an open home. Dealing with that frequency of nothing to just ballistic craziness. Yeah, as I said, mate, it's full on. You got to have an understanding partner. You got to have an understanding family. You got to have a really team that believes in you and wants to be on this journey with you. And you pretty much have got to give your all. Like anyone who's 50% in real estate is 50% of nothing. You got to be 100% of everything. And then over a 5-year period, you'll see success. I was an associate and in leasing for 4 to 5 years. Before I got my crack, I was a nobody. In my eyes, I still am. Yes, I might be number one and all that stuff, but I just got to earn my spot every day. And I love the first day of the month. We start on zero. First day of the week, start on zero, and I get to do my numbers every week, and I get to prove it to myself, prove it to my team, prove it to my family, and prove it to everyone that loves me or hates me that I'm not going anywhere, and I can do these numbers consistently. So yeah, real estate's hard, but real estate can give you everything, but you've got to give real estate everything. That's the key to this.
Mate, you are an absolute weapon, and if we were in military and in an army together, I would want you by my side. Josh Tesson, thank you so much for coming on the Luke Farr Show to motivate, educate, inspire our next generation of leaders, which you've certainly done, mate. You are phenomenal. Thank you, Concert.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Take care, guys. Enjoy.
Cheers, Josh. See you,
Ciao.
mate. Ciao.